Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
So we,
What's happening?
Hey,
Hey.
I haven't greeted anybody in chat yet because I was just looking at Matt Payne's app.
Yeah. Has anybody in the chat room got that new one yet from Matt Payne? Paranormal Shadow Investigations. What's up, Lori? How's it going? How's it going, Robert? Meg, what's up? Sarah, hey, how's it going? Another new day in 2020. Yeah, Matt's got a new app out. And I can't remember the name of it. Don't I suck?
It's the Ghost Box. It's Paranormal Shadow Investigations Ghost Box.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Yeah, so now I'm just trying to get to turn on.
Aha. Yeah, mine's dead as a doornail. My one and only Android device.
And I'm trying to get on Facebook chat at the same time.
I plugged my Android device in to the device, but it helps if you plug it into the wall, the little box too. So yeah. Just sit there with the plug in it. Not charging. There.
But
how's it going, Aaron? What's up, man?
Here's everybody.
So anybody get any new cool stuff for the new year?
It's actually $4.99, Lori. Just looked it up. It's actually his most expensive app.
Yeah. Yeah, I checked it out, I don't know, a week or two ago. And but I hadn't got it downloaded yet.
I've only got 1%. I'm trying to get it to start with 1%.
Yeah, Lori Lori got lots of decks of cards. Yeah, cards are addictive. You know, I've said it. I'm like, yeah, I don't need any more, and then I see something else cool, and then I get that, and then I'm like, okay, I got enough, and then I get another deck. Oh, this one's on sale. Oh, okay. Oh, here's a smoking deal on this. I can't turn this down. And now I've got like, I don't know, 25, 30 decks of different stuffs.
That's like me with shoes and jewelry, crystals.
Yeah, I'm kind of a shoe freak in a way. But yeah, I was just showing Jamie I got Vans. I was stoked to find Vans that fit me because I have like Fred Flintstone feet. And I was like, yeah, my days of wearing Vans are over. And I found some that fit. And then I went to the Vans outlet store here and spent like 2 hours in there trying on shoes and looking through all the sales shoes and ended up getting a smoking deal.
I can't beat that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one pair for $15. And they were normally $70. It was like buy one, get one half price. And I bought a sale set that was $29, a pair that was on sale for $29. And then I found another pair and I'm like, if I buy one pair, do I get the other pair for half price? So that's going to be like $15. And she was like, yep, sold.
Yeah.
Got $140 worth of shoes for like $50.
See, I think that's where the bragging rights come in. When people brag, you know, oh, I've got a $2,200 pair of Louis Vuitton shoes. You jackass, you spent $2,200 on a pair of shoes. And I'm going to go to Ross and find those same shoes for $14.99.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm going to be like, dude, I just got these shoes for $14.99. You know, I think that's just like way more exciting than like, oh, yes, I just paid a buttload of money.
Yeah.
But that's why I love the dollar store so much. You know, constantly showing them, but wait, look, it's this bottle of shampoo. It's $3.99, but look it up. It's $21.
Exactly. Yeah, I used to get all that kind of stuff like for free or really cheap, like growing up, building surfboards and skateboards and the whole 9 yards, and had some sponsors.
Like sponsors.
Yeah. And yeah.
Not no more.
Now, yeah, exactly. So now it's like, oh, full price? Ooh, that's kind of hard to pay. I'm spoiled. Yeah.
What was Robert's question? When the mind is asleep, the spirits try to take control of the body possession. Yes, they do seem to try to manipulate you sometimes when you're sleeping.
Yeah. You can come to visit. I had a friend, I was at band practice tonight, and one of my friends, a fellow musician, she texted me and she's like, hey, I got a weird question. And I don't have it here in front of me, but I do have a dog that got stuck in the ring here with me. She's not happy. She asked me if houses can be cursed.
Okay, I know how I would answer that. How did you answer that?
I don't know. How did you answer? How would you answer it? I said kind of maybe, but I think houses and stuff like that can hold energy or like, you know, residual hauntings and stuff like that. Maybe the grounds that the house was built on could be cursed. I don't know. How would you answer that?
I would have said yes, the same lines that you're saying, but also like it would depend on how they cursed it. If they cursed the house itself by putting a hex on the house so like it would break apart or have things fall apart, if they would hide a cursed object in the house, say to curse it, or actually like put a hex on the building itself.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, basically any physical object that you want to attach negative energy to or put a bad intent on, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there. I don't know if you remember, but I was talking about it on Jason's show one time. I had my friend that brought me a piece of siding off the old house. Yeah, I still have that. It's outside.
Under your.
It's on my back porch. Yeah, no, it's not under the bed. But I got it outside on the back porch still. But yeah, he was saying he wanted to know what was up with the house. That it's where they go hunting at, and where they have to walk through this property. That's where the house sits, and he said it just fully gives him the full-on freakouts every time he walks by it. And it's not just him; it's pretty much anyone that ever comes near that. Like,
and the dogs.
People that have never been there before. You know, he's like met them, like, you know, in the woods, and they're like, "Hey, what's up with that house, man?" So who knows? It could be.
Well, in that case, the land could be haunted or have some sort of attack, like something wrong with the land there, and then the structure is just, you know, the spot where the energy is all going and collecting into.
Yeah.
So it might not necessarily be the house, but everything around it residing in there.
Yeah.
Like we had a guest, I can't remember who, that was talking about how, you know, spirits and things will kind of follow a building or go into a building if, you know, if there's just like vast land out there, and then all of a sudden a structure comes up, that energy will find its way.
Yeah. I know every house that I've ever lived in there's been some kind of, you know, whatever you call it, paranormal activity, whatever, everywhere that I've ever lived. So is every one of those houses haunted, or is it just something that follows me, or is it something that I attract or bring with me? I kind of lean more towards that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like this house, I mean, it was built brand new from the ground up, and the first year, nothing. And now all kinds of weird stuff happens here.
You know my theory on that one.
Yeah.
Where you grew up, what kind of radius are you to like, how far apart have you been? I mean, could you just be living in like a really weird area so that land is all funky and...
Yeah, I mean, I've lived in downtown St. Augustine. I grew up in a house over it was called North City. But then we moved to that big crazy house when I was 4 years old, and that's when my dad died. Had a heart
How far
attack
away?
up in the attic.
Ooh.
But that's over by the Fountain of Youth here. And there's Indian burial grounds there. There's all kinds of stuff. But supposedly the land that house was built on was an Indian village. But yeah, like from where I live now, like as the crow flies, it's probably 3 or 4 miles away at the most. But if I'm driving, I mean, I could drive there in like 5 minutes.
And because you're sensitive and that you attract that you're kind of a magnet to that. Think about just like whatever's in the ground all around, and then you're like a magnet driving, like over it. So you're like collecting all these pieces as you're going.
Yeah. And then all the shit that we bring home.
Well, yeah, and the chants and the
collect, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Graveyard dirt, and I got
Old
a bunch
wood
of seeds
under your
out of the
bed.
graveyard, yeah. So yeah, that probably doesn't help things.
Yeah, I think that's where like the shadows stuff kind of started coming from.
Yeah.
And then the voices, your names.
Yeah. Weird. I haven't seen the little spirit dog or whatever it is lately. Haven't seen that one, but my mom is like, she's been really a handful, really weird acting. Talking to Jamie about that, but she sees stuff all the time. And Sam keeps telling me I got that little trail cam that I was going to put in the graveyard. But she's like, yeah, you need to put that thing in your mom's room and put it in there at night and see if anything comes up on the camera. I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably not going to happen, but I'd probably freak out if it did. Yeah, I bought the trail cam to put in the graveyard to try to catch the little maggots that are going in there and vandalizing it. But then I was thinking, yeah, man, this little trail cam thing might be a cool paranormal device, just set it up. Like if I go on an investigation somewhere, just set it in a room and just let it go, see what it captures.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's always like, when I was growing up, she was like, oh, ghosts aren't real, blah, blah, blah. I'd see stuff in the house all the time and see stuff when I was a little kid, and I'd tell her about it, and she was, oh, you have an active imagination. But yeah, my grandmother was like full on like the little church lady, but by all definition, she was like a sensitive and a psychic. Because she was just one of those people that she could just tell, like, if somebody was in trouble, she would know about it. If anybody was in an accident, didn't matter if they were a block away or 20 states away, she would know about it. And I can't even tell you how many times, like, we used to eat dinner over there. The whole family would get together on Sunday after church and like have a big family dinner. And she'd get up from the table and go sit over at the phone. I'm like, here goes grandma again. The phone would ring. She just knew it. Knew it before it would happen.
That's crazy. I'm trying to think of the name of that type of clairvoyant. When you like perceive things before it happens. Okay, we're gonna tap and buy.
He's a damn fortune teller. Yeah, she would just always know stuff way before it happened. And I'd ask her about that, if she saw like ghosts and spirits and stuff. Oh no, she just like never talk about it. I could tell she could, but she would never talk about it.
Yeah.
She would always revert back to, well, the Bible says, blah, 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 blah. And when it comes down to it, the Bible's got a lot of paranormal events in it.
That it does.
Yeah, like Christina says, precog, yep. Yeah, I remember my mom got in a car wreck one time. And my grandmother knew about it. This is before cell phones and, tablets and internet and all that stuff. she'd just be sitting there, and like all of a sudden she'd like start panicking, and I think something's wrong with your mother. Sure enough, about 30 minutes later, the phone rings. My mom had been in a car wreck. I'm like, damn,
Wow.
Grandma's a psychic. Yeah,
Well,
psychic, a
it's
mystic.
installing.
Oh, sweet.
I'm gonna have to jump out and jump in because I did not load up with Chrome and I do not see your camera anymore. So I will be
Oh,
back in 30
that's because
seconds.
I vanished. Invisible man. So yeah, anybody else have anybody like that in their family that just knew stuff before it happened? No explanation, no way they could know, but they do. Yeah, it could be, Mag. And since a lot of things are passed down via our genes, do you think that spirits could be attracted to our bloodline? Yes, I think they could. I think there's a name for that. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, and like I say, my mom is a lot that way as well, but she would just never admit it or talk about it. Yeah, women's intuition. Can't mess with that because it's usually pretty much spot on. But intuition in general, even for men, some people don't get it because maybe they're just not open minded to that kind of thing or whatever. A lot of people just don't, a lot of people don't like to think about that kind of stuff. And, but there's a lot of people that are open to that kind of thing, and they just, I don't know. I think the more you're open to, more open minded you are, the easier it is to pick up on stuff and intuition and gut feeling and stuff. I think everybody has gut feeling. Some people don't listen to it. I have not listened to mine several times, and it's always come back and bite me on the ass. I'm like, nope, I should have done that, what my brain was telling me to. But no, hard headed me had to take the hard route. Yeah, ancestral spirits. Ruff, ruff.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know exactly what you're talking about, Christina. It's like people, I don't know, you kind of grow up and sometimes exactly the dog agrees. And that's another thing. I think dogs are way open to like seeing spirit activity and all that. Dogs, cats, animals in general. But yeah, like the society that we live in nowadays, I don't know, man. I worry about the direction of our societies, like seriously.
Like big time.
there's a lot of smart people out there, but man, there's a lot of dumb people out there. And I ain't saying I'm a genius by any stretch of the means, but man, I see some of the stuff people do just like every day, just walking or driving around here. And I'm like, good Lord, man, how did you make it in life?
Right? Like,
far?
how did you make it this far?
Yeah.
I don't know why this is still waiting to download and why it says this app may not be optimized for your device.
Oh. Yeah, and I see like, I'm always like seeing stuff in the paper or on the news. People just doing the stupidest stuff.
Stupidest.
and of course getting caught, and like it's like, did you expect to not get caught? Did you even think
Like,
about
what kind of
complaining?
outcome did you think was going to happen?
Exactly. I mean, I did a lot of stupid stuff when I was a kid. Hell, I still do stupid stuff every day. But man, some of the people today nowadays, I'm just like, man. So breathe the air while you can, because sooner or later your days are numbered. Speaking of numbered days, I was talking to Jamie just before the show. Anybody in the chat room familiar with Secure Team 10, the YouTube channel? Tyler Glockner that did all the YouTube videos and stuff. The name of the channel was Secure Team 10. He would do UFO stuff and just all kinds of everything. Meg has a question. If I want to protect my aura to put up a shield to reflect negativity, what stone or essential oil, herb, etc. works best?
You can use a mirror also when you do this, and you use the mirror as a way to deflect back off of you. Imagine it, like either hold one or picture one like bouncing, reflecting back off of you.
As far as crystals go, I like black tourmaline for that kind of thing.
Yeah, and tiger's eye is good.
Yep. I got a big old chunk of black tourmaline here somewhere.
And then if you're not, I mean, they have Palo Santo spray too.
Yeah. That's black tourmaline. And speaking of black tourmaline, my other favorite crystal is just basic clear quartz. It's like a really good one as far as cleansing and stuff like that. And I'm in the crystal shop the other day, and my friend Diane that owns the shop, she's like, oh yeah, have you seen these? And she has these big, she's got one big one left. It's, I don't know, 4 inches or so. It's a big point, and it's clear quartz with black tourmaline in it, like mixed in it. I'm like, oh yes, I must have that. I haven't got it yet, but it was like $35 or so. And if she still has it when I go in there next time, it will be mine. It's like 2 of my favorite crystals mixed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah used to watch Secure Team. Well, I got a little video that was up. I don't know if anybody's watched it recently. Like Jamie was saying earlier, Tyler was like, he was acting kind of weird and doing kind of weird stuff and talking about weird stuff several months back. And he just kind of went off just went off the screen and kind of disappeared for a little bit. Because he used
like
to
a year ago.
Yeah, he used to be real consistent with his videos and stuff. And you know, every week there was always a new one, if not two.
Every 2 days he was pumping out a video.
Yeah. And they're good videos too, you know. Well, I'm going to play this video here in a minute, but he was basically told to shut up, to not talk about what he was investigating. And I'll let the video speak for the rest of what he has to say here. No, I won't play the video with the wrong window. Let me try this again. This video was up on his website, on his YouTube site, but then he took it down. But then somebody else had like nabbed it, and it's on their channel now, which I don't know for him if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But this is it.
Here with security.
You guys hear this?
It's good to see you. I know many of you have been wondering where I've been, and suffice it to say, it's been a very traumatic and tough past couple of months, and an even worse past couple of weeks. The original reason I stopped posting videos was because I started going across the country to film a new documentary that I've been wanting to work on for years. Then I started getting threats to shut my channel down, to stop what I was doing, to basically cease and desist my truth seeking, and to stop digging around, as they called it. I denied those requests, and I kept going. And before I knew it, one night I was sitting in my house. I remember falling asleep, and the next thing I remember is waking up in my car with a police officer outside of it, who then charged me with DUI. Now, if any of you have known me for any number amount of years, and my family will tell you this, I'm not a drug addict, and I certainly do not drink alcohol. I think I've maybe drank a drink of alcohol maybe once every year, and that's usually at New Year's. So immediately I knew I was being set up for something. But I went to jail. I protested my innocence. I was released that same day. And within a week or two, the police here where I am staying got a phone call, an anonymous phone call, that I was beating my girlfriend at the house we're staying at. The police showed up, and like they usually do in domestic violence situations, whether there's evidence or not, they usually take someone to jail, usually the man. My wife protested and said that I hadn't touched her and that nothing had happened. But the police nonetheless put me in handcuffs and took me to jail. I was put under a probation hold with no bail and spent a week in jail being threatened and beaten by guards at the Knox County Jail. I was told to keep my mouth shut if I knew what was good for me. They didn't specifically mention my channel, but I understood what they meant. Now, I know there's been some videos posted showing my mugshot, my charges, and this and that, but I have to tell you, all of you guys right now, this is, if there ever was, a setup. All of you who know me, you know I'm a kind man. I couldn't hurt a fly, let alone a woman or my wife. I'm certainly not a drinker. I don't do drugs. And so it seems to me that when the threats to shut down my channel failed, that they upped the ante. They put me in jail under false charges, to which I've organized a team of lawyers. But this is really tough. I spent a week in jail. I was beaten by guards. I was told to keep my mouth shut. And this whole thing has been so traumatic, I've had to go on antidepressants because I've been suicidal. Apparently, something I've said or revealed in one of my thousands of videos has upset someone, rubbed someone the wrong way. But I want you guys to know, you know who I am. The 2 million of you who've subscribed to me and those of you who've been with me from the beginning know that I'm a good man. I wouldn't hurt a fly. In this past week, having been in jail and just being released, I can tell you that there's something much bigger going on. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to grasp it. My lawyers are doing their best just to try to figure out what's going on because none of it makes sense. My wife doesn't understand it because none of it makes sense. I don't understand it. What I can gather from all of this is that these people out there who would want to silence you, they are real. And they have the muscle and the power to silence you. And that's what they've tried to do to me. They've tried, when it didn't work, when they threatened me and told me to stop talking and to shut down my channel, and I said, no, that didn't work. So the next step is to arrest you on a bunch of false charges and to ruin your reputation. Have a bunch of people online posting videos of your mugshot and your charges, trying to ruin your reputation. Because if threats don't work, then ruining your reputation is the next step. And I want all of you guys to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I've done nothing wrong. Any of you who know me know that I'm a straight edge guy. I barely take an aspirin when I have a headache, let alone drink or do drugs. And I certainly am not a wife beater. I've been with the same woman for 16 beautiful years. And she will tell you, which I'm planning on posting a video, that I didn't do anything to her. These charges are trumped up. They're nonsense. They're trying to silence me. So I wanted to post you guys this video because I literally just got out of jail 2 days ago after being tortured and tormented and beaten for a week straight. I don't know where to go from here. All I know is that I've gotten lawyers, but I'm not going to be silenced. I'm going to continue my work. I'm going to continue posting videos. Jail didn't break me. Beatings didn't break me, and threats won't break me. So I want you to know you have a friend in Tyler. You have a friend in the Secure Team. I will continue to bring you the news. I will continue to reveal the truth about what's going on. And I just hope that you guys will have my back and not judge when you don't know the full story. Because I can tell you right now, there are things at work here that supersede me and that supersede all of us. Things I've never dealt with. And so that's it. I hope you guys will stick by me and look out for the next video. Have a good night, guys.
So yeah, that was Tyler's video that went up on his YouTube page, and apparently it's not there. I went and checked the other day and it wasn't there. So that was on somebody else's YouTube page that they had like scooped the video up.
Probably because he said he was suicidal.
Yeah. Well, you saw him in the video there, you know. I mean, he's a good looking dude. I have a shot. Oh man, where did it go? I got too many windows open here. It has disappeared. Nope, not there. Okay, that was him in the video. This is his mugshot that everybody was sharing around. He's looking a bit rough in the mugshot.
Oh.
But and people are saying like really horrible stuff about him, you know, like, oh, look at his mugshot. He looks like a drug addict. He looks like this, you know. I mean,
You know what?
if the police are gonna, or whoever is gonna arrest you and under a setup, they're gonna have the worst picture possible of you. And you're in jail, you're arrested. Of course you're gonna be stressed out and look like crap, you know.
Plus, he was just at home, you know, like, wasn't video ready right then or anything, you know, who knows what he was just doing at home. He's upset. I mean, he's now been dealing with this stuff. He's now, like, dealing with this. I don't think I would be, like, selfie time, you know, myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're in jail and they're doing your mug shots. It's not like, hey, can you guys put a filter on that and make me look a little better?
And you know what's messed up is he has such a big following. People have been watching him. I watched him religiously for years until I couldn't keep up with the whole parking lot things, you know, with him parked at Walmart talking about people were doing this or that. I didn't know what was going on. He was just drinking gobs and gobs of coffee. He wasn't sleeping. I thought this guy's going to have a mental breakdown soon. And kind of just stopped watching his stuff.
Yeah, it got kind of stressful to watch him because, you know, he was like, you know, always like you know, like the conspiracy crazy guy that was hiding
like the
from
deep
the
throat, you know.
Yeah. And well,
calling from an undisclosed location.
Yeah,
a Walmart parking lot.
Exactly. So who knows? I guess we'll have to see what happens with Tyler and Secure Team 10 next.
But the same people that kick him, you know, that like so supported him to kick him when he's down, like, you know, he hasn't been on trial. He hasn't been gone down for anything right now. This is just all, you know, hearsay.
Yeah.
So think about that before you know, make judgments against somebody.
Yeah, I mean, some of the comments on that video that I just showed, I mean, they're just horrible. Like, a lot of them are just terrible. They're like, oh, look at, you know, whatever, 2 minutes and 33 seconds. You can tell in his eyes that, you know, he likes to beat women. I'm like, really?
Oh, calm down.
Really? Damn.
Wow, they need him on the FBI.
Yeah, the profiler. You can tell by his body language. He's lying. I'm just like,
I can tell by the gleam in his eye that.
Yeah. Although that is one thing my grandmother used to do, talking about her being a psychic. She would always, like, we'd be driving down 95 doing, you know, 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, and a car would pass us, and she'd be like, that young man is on drugs. I could see it in his eyes. Damn, Grandma, I could barely see the car go by.
It's all in the eyes.
Rose says, why would they do that? Because they can, I guess. And I don't know who they actually is, but like he said in the video, something in one of his thousands of videos like royally rubbed somebody in the wrong area.
And he gets really close. He talks about a lot of really sensitive information,
Yeah.
and he doesn't care. He puts it out there, and he has really, really reliable sources. And he goes back and verifies, double verifies. If he's not for sure, he'll say, I'm not for sure this came from so. I mean, he's very, very thorough. And for people that are trying to keep things from people, they don't like people like him that are blasting it all over the internet. And they've tried to shut him down. YouTube shut his channel down once. And this was like a year or so ago. And so he got everybody to go and complain to YouTube and say he was taken down, because it was false accusations. And everybody got his channel back up, like I even, backed him and said, there's nothing wrong with this channel, this and that. But they've tried to take it down.
Yeah, apparently, I mean, we've talked about it with on Jason's show on Paranormal Soup, like when Terry Lovelace was on there and talking about, the black helicopters and this and that, and all these helicopters over his house. And like, when the show ended, it was, what did he say? 30 minutes later, Jason was like, what's that? His wife was like, what's that noise? And he went outside and there's black helicopters over his house.
He talks about a lot of stuff that there's people that don't want it talked about.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, the UFO files, like we were just talking about, on this last Paranormal Soup about, information that, of the new information of the UFOs and stuff. And, our government's like, we can't talk about it. Well, right then and there, that puts up a red flag. It's like, oh yeah, the news and this and that, and we can't talk about that though. Hey, I saw this weird triangle shaped thing, and no, we can't talk about that. Why can't you talk about that? And they never have an excuse why they can't. Oh, it's top secret.
Yeah, it's classified information.
Yeah, classified information. That's what I was looking for. Why is it classified? 100 people just saw it, and you guys are saying, move along, nothing to see.
Nothing to see here. Yep.
Nothing to see here. Move along. Yeah, it was just like I don't know, something happened here in St. Augustine just this past week, and the sheriff's department posted a thing that said there's a possible shooter at, I forget the two roads, that intersection of blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And, we're investigating the scene. And then, I don't know, it was about an hour later, they posted an update to that and said, everything's fine. There was no shooter, blah, 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 blah. We advise you to avoid the area. I'm like, okay, well, if there's nothing wrong, why are they telling people to avoid the area? The news, man, the media, you can't trust anything they say anymore.
Oh.
Just like, I don't want to say murders, but, maybe it is murders, whatever. The people that have come up missing here in town, just randomly found dead or whatever. It's like one blip in the news and it's gone. Don't hear any more about it. Except there was a city hall meeting the other day, last week, that there's a group here that there's an old, it's like an old Civil War statue, whatever, monument or whatever downtown in the park here. And there's a bunch of people that are riled up about it that say it should be taken down because it's, you know, promoting racism and this and that. And the thing's been there. I don't even know how long. It's been there forever. I remember it when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And I'm older than dirt now. So it's been there a long time. And there's a group that wants to take it down because it's offensive. And they're just not giving up on this thing. They just keep protesting. And you go downtown and, you know, they're protesting and this and that and signs and picketing it and blah, blah, blah. So it's been a big go around with the town and everything. And there was a homeless guy. We got a really bad problem with homeless panhandlers, whatever you call it. And like, you go downtown, and I have nothing, you know, negative about homeless people. Hell, I could end up homeless any day now. But it's, you know, when I was growing up, there was homeless people here when I was a kid. And, you know, the town bums, whatever. But they were like decent people, you know. They may ask you. There was one guy, everybody called him Shorty, and he was always like, "Hey, can I have a quarter? Can I have a quarter?" But he was cool. He was never offensive. He was never belligerent, never cussed at people, you know. It was either like you gave him a quarter or you didn't, and he was fine with it either way. And nowadays, man, it's like you go downtown and these people ask you for money, and if you don't give it to them, they flat out just rip you a new butthole right there in front of everybody. Start cussing you up and down, and it's pretty pitiful. And there's like, to be pretty blunt about it, there's crap. They just like take a dump right there on the park bench that they're sleeping on, like right next to it, or just piss on the ground there. So this is downtown St. Augustine. It's a tourist town, you know, and people are like,
sounds like San Francisco.
Yeah, people are like walking up and down the street, and you know, there's crap there. You can't sit on any of the benches. They're all just disgusting.
That, you know, I don't even know if I've seen some actually crap on a bench in San Francisco. I think that's something even San Franciscans don't do.
Yeah, I mean,
it smells like a toilet all around, but I've never seen somebody actually crap on a bench.
Yeah. I mean, there's this one
you
group.
Don't crap or you sleep. Right?
Yeah, really. I mean, you know, a dog even knows that.
Yeah, you don't crap or you sleep or eat.
And there's pictures every day in this group that I'm in, and it's just like it's bad. But the story I was getting to is, you know, this whole historic monument that these people want to have torn down, it's like really pushing for that. And now there's one of the homeless guys that died a couple of months ago. They found him in a bathroom. He was dead. They want to put a plaque up on one of the benches down there to memorialize him. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a weird society we live in. Like, this guy would sleep on a bench and piss in the bushes, and he deserves a memorial, but these guys from the Civil War don't. Who poops on a bench? Yeah, apparently anybody that lives on the street in downtown St. Augustine nowadays. And there's still a couple, like the old time bums, hobos. I don't know what the politically correct word is, and I don't really care. But there's a couple of the older ones that have been around for a long time, and they're cool. You know,
legit,
you can go up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're friendly. You go up and talk to them. They don't harass you. They don't, you know. I mean, those kind of people, I'll offer them some money or whatever,
or
food or
food
whatever.
or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they're cool. And
it's Oxycontin. People become homeless just because of, like out here, most of the homeless aren't homeless because of like becoming homeless. They're homeless because they kind of choose to be, and they don't want to go into help and get shelter help or anything else. They're on all these drugs, you know, became homeless because of that. And
yeah. And like some of the homeless camps that are here are just, oh man, they are just disgusting. Just, yeah, just garbage
such
and
health
turds.
hazards,
It's just
fire
disgusting.
hazards, health hazards.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I get the whole whatever homeless thing, whatever, that could happen to anybody, but you don't have to be a disgusting. Just, I don't even know how to describe it. Some of it.
Debbie, I can guarantee you'd be the one that would actually like go to jail or get fined for pooping on a bench.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
else
exactly.
can get away with it, but if you go poop on a bench, I guarantee you're going to be the one that gets popped for it.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's signs, no trespassing, and yet there's people sleeping right under the sign that says no trespassing. And I don't know, it's just gotten out of control. But nowadays, people like that have more rights than tax-paying legit citizens.
100%.
They'll like threaten to sue the town or the county for harassment. It's like, wow, quit crapping where you sleep and pick up your garbage and obey the laws like every other decent person does,
Yeah, maybe they need like a no crapping on the bench sign.
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's what it's going to take.
Zero with like the little poop emoji.
Yeah.
With like the red
bent
bench.
over, dropping a turd with the circle and a bar through it.
Yeah, over a garbage, over like a pail, like no.
Yep.
My cartoon brain.
Yep.
Yeah, right. What'd you do, Debbie? You pooped on a bench, didn't you? Told you not to poop on a bench.
Yep. Be like, Rob, I've been arrested. Got Wheezy bail bonds.
It's on the mugshot. Then you're all like looking at the public records. Oh my God, she's got a record for what? Trapped on a park bench. Like when people look it up on a dating profile. Pooping on a park bench.
Yeah. Yeah, and I go downtown. I got harassed one night. I just left a gig. It was a really late night gig, and I was walking back to my car because parking downtown's a nightmare here. So I had to park like 10 or 12 blocks away at least. And I'm walking back to my car, and this guy and girl came up, and they're walking behind me, and they started harassing me. It was like, hey, give me some money. It wasn't like, the typical, hey man, can you spare some change or anything like that? No, they were just like, yo, give me some money. And I'm thinking to myself, I just worked almost 6 hours for the money that I have in my pocket. I'll be damned if I'm going to give it to somebody that's demanding it. So we kind of went around, and things got a little ugly, and they realized that I wasn't going to back down. And then they decided to leave it alone and walked off cussing me and calling me every name, in the book. And I was like, well, whatever. Damn sure ain't giving you people my money.
How old are they?
Oh, probably 20s or so.
Oh, hell no. I'm surprised they had the balls to come up to you like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's nuts. It's crazy downtown now. The stuff that I hear people say, and to just tourists walking by, and I mean, they'll just flat out just, you know, if somebody doesn't give them money when they walk by, it's just you MFer and blah blah. I mean, just ripping them a new one. Like, yeah, that's really gonna get you. For all the other people that are, you know, in the area that can hear you, that's really gonna convince them to feel sorry for you and give you money.
And that's not good for tourism.
No, it's, you know, being an Uber driver, I mean, I pick people up and they're like, what is going on in this town now? We've been coming here for years. What is happening to your town? We're not coming back next year. We vacation here. We're not coming back. And that's happened time and time and time again. You know, I'll go to drop somebody off like downtown by the parking garage or something, and it's all lit up. It's all nice, you know, but it's also a haven for like all these panhandlers now. And I pull up to drop them off, and they're like, is it safe to get out here? It looks like a friggin' war zone now. I'm like, yeah, it's safe to get out, but I don't know what's going to happen once you get out. You want me to drive you up the block and you can come back through the back way? Cool, Debbie. You got your SLS camera. I still got to get one of those. I don't have one.
I remember going to make one years back, but we
Yeah,
didn't find the right Xbox.
I've talked about it and just haven't done it. Yeah, Kim, tell them to get a job. That is their job. That's the bad thing. And they probably make more than I make having a job.
You know what? I was at a gas station. I was sitting there pumping my gas, doing everything. I'm sitting in there. I see this chick going around, reaching in everybody's car, you know, blah, blah, blah. Gets to my window. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Can I have some? I need someone to go inside, get a drink. I'm thinking, I just seen a few hand exchange, you know, I think you got enough for a drink, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I ain't got anything. So I finished pumping gas and I'm pulling to the main street. She's crossing the crosswalk, skipping across, counting the money, like bills, like happy. And I'm like, she just got that in like 8 freaking minutes.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
there's been several people busted here, like by, you know, normal citizens that go. There's like a vigilante group that goes around taking pictures and reporting all these people in this Facebook group. And there's one guy that he acts mentally handicapped and he pretends to be deaf. He's neither of those two, and he drives a way nicer car than I do. And then there's another guy that holds up a sign that said he's a vet and he's homeless and anything will help. His ass drives a Tesla.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then there was the Middle Eastern family that had, you know, holding a little baby and had their sign. And one of these people went up, took pictures of it, not just saying it, they took pictures of it. So I've seen the pictures. The baby that they're holding was a fake baby. It wasn't a real baby. And their real nice Lexus or whatever the hell it was parked behind the shopping center. Like where all the employees and stuff park. So yeah, I mean, it's a scam, like big time. And it sucks for the people that are actually legit, that need help, you know?
Yeah, because then you have to like look at each person and you have to try to like profile, like, are you legit? Like, you know?
Yeah.
You want to help people that need help, but you're not going to be, one, bullied into it, and two, not going to give it to a guy for his Lexus payment.
Exactly.
I remember I used to carry like McDonald's. I used to get so sick, and this was in high school. I wouldn't do this now because I'd be shot, but I used to go down to Haight-Ashbury, and wherever you go, it's people panhandling, this and that. So I just go to McDonald's, ask for a stack of apps. So every time somebody asked me for change, I handed them a McDonald's application. Wasn't very popular, but it's like, hey, teach a man to fish. You give him the fish, teach him to fish, right? Eat for a lifetime. Have an application they're hiring.
Yeah.
My friends were like, oh no.
Yeah, you get a beat down nowadays if you do that.
I carry a weapon.
Yeah. Concealed weapon permit right there. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, that goes back to all these shady people around here. No wonder there's people that end up dead and missing in my town, my once little sleepy tourist town.
Yeah, and it makes me think about like that lady face down in the water. Like, who did she approach? Like, what happened before,
Yeah.
end up like that? Did she run into some people like that? Did she get in an argument? Did they try to like steal her ring or something, and she like refused to give her belongings and ended up choked out and thrown in the water?
Yeah. And I've looked up, I've tried to find, if there's any more news about that. I haven't found anything. I've scoured the news here, scoured the internet, nothing. Just like, oh, girl was found dead, floating in the intercoastal waterway. She was last seen downtown, walking around. Bummer.
Bummer.
They found, I guess, when they did the autopsy, they found water in her lungs, and they just said that she drowned. Yeah. Does anybody ask the question of how the hell did she get in the water in the first place?
Yeah.
Why did she get in the water? People jump off the bridge and stuff, try to kill themselves here, Is that what happened? Did somebody throw in the water? Like you say, did, somebody approach her and she put up a fight and they knocked her ass out and threw her in the water? Who knows? Probably never know now. Yeah, there used to be buskers, street musicians and stuff here. And some of them were amazing, like really good musicians. And I would always, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. But the problem that was created because of that was all of a sudden everybody's a musician, and all these bums, panhandlers or whatever would go down to St. George Street and set up
some buckets.
Yeah, and set up right in somebody's doorway, and it just like escalated and it got out of control. And some of these people had no business being a musician in public. They needed a hell of a lot more practice.
You have to have a permit, but they would come onto the subways out here, the like BART trains and everything, and there'd just be like a couple people. It didn't get out of hand. San Francisco has like big control on like territory and stuff like that. You have to get on a sign-in sheet and everything and pay for it. Yeah, you see the guys with the buckets beating on some like 5-gallon paint buckets. Like, yeah.
And there was actually a guy here. It was a young black kid that he would set up buckets, and man, he was a hell of a good drummer. Couldn't afford a drum kit, so he would play on buckets, and the dude was amazing.
The guy with like a big piece of wood and like some rubber bands, and they're just like going to town.
Yeah. And then just in the last few weeks, somebody posted a picture, and I saw this guy. He had a drum set, like a full-on drum set up in a busy median in the highway. And he's out there beating on the drums. And I mean, My dead grandmother could play drums better than this guy. And he was horrible. But he's just
Oh,
out in the medium,
wow.
just wailing on these drums. No rhythm, no nothing. And people are driving, it's like a full-on spectacle. And I'm like, where are the cops? Why aren't they just moving this guy along? What the hell is he doing? I wish I had that. Somebody took a video. I wish I had it. I could pull it up. I'm not exaggerating about how bad it was.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas here where they have to have permits. You can get a permit, and it's not much, but they allow one little area downtown in the plaza where if you get a permit, you're not supposed to, it's not a panhandling permit. It's for artists or, whatever. There's a
When they're
couple
out there
people.
doing their paint things or
Yeah.
like the spray paint metal man, there's always like a tin man out there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's several people that do artwork and sculptures and jewelry and all kinds of stuff.
Like the cartoonists.
Yeah. But
like boardwalk performers.
Yeah. And I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if somebody's got a skill or a talent, and they can use it to, sell some stuff, make some money, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, some of these people
don't like yell at you and stuff. They're kind
yeah,
of chill.
exactly. Yeah, there's one of our last gig that we just had downtown, just down the sidewalk from that place. Every time we play, there's a guy that he has like a cart, and it opens up and it's got an easel and everything, and he'll be doing a painting, and then he has like 50 other paintings and stuff that are for sale, and they're like, dude's amazing artist, but then you got the people that just show up and want to like make you a ring out of a palm frond or something, and then they want $10 from you. If you don't buy it, they start cussing at you.
You know what really pisses me off is when you're at a stoplight and they come up with a dirty ass rag and some dirty piss water on your windshield, and then they stick their hand in for money like, I'll sit there spraying my thing at them. What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm gonna pay you now. You just shit all over my windshield, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Drives me crazy. Like, you're gonna come and smear up my windshield and then ask me for money as I'm sitting at a freaking stoplight? No.
Yep. Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times here. Dude just ran up and started cleaning my windshield. I was like, it scared the hell out of me. I'm like, whoa, what the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah.
My windshield is dirtier now after you got done with it than it was before you started.
I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
Turn around the little thing in your windshield wiper, so when you spray it, instead of it up on your window, the other way. For those special ones.
So do we want to do some card readings or ghost box or the cold case thing that we had?
We can do
a rant talking about bombs around my town.
into card readings if you want, or we can do ghost box. I'm trying to see if that app ever downloaded or not. I don't think I even have enough juice. Down, I'm at 12% now. I don't know where it went.
Smile. Thong.
Did you say thong?
He was
I'm not wearing my thong right now.
again.
Así. Este. Yeah.
It's like the
It's still waiting to be downloaded.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to charge mine up and try and get that later on this evening.
I don't know why. If it's because
Commence.
it may not be optimized. Well, then it's left $1.
You don't get that. It's just
So who is here with us this evening that would like to say something?
No.
what?
The fire.
Beautiful. Sorry.
Hey. Kill. Yep. The end.
Back. Yourself. Yes. Probably.
Yeah, that's because I'm running the ghost box, Rose. Sometimes gets to the point where I'm actually nervous to like start the ghost box. Any of the spirits have any comments on what we were just talking about here?
Tell it.
Please.
As it.
And I'm just gonna pretty much even.
Did someone say Libby?
No say. I'm sure that they met just to come in here.
I just heard something about Mexican.
Yes. You're
Then.
no. Never.
Do any of the spirits know? Do any of the spirits know the names of the two girls that Jamie and me were going to do a cold case on?
Oh.
Means I'm going to take shit.
Is it? They all.
No, I don't think anyone.
The sisters.
Haunted.
Is the,
Okay.
Nick.
Our needs are met. The
That's beautiful. But Louis.
After I leave. Oh, no. Such a good deal. That trip going in. It's gonna
Son.
just take her every the queen.
Hi.
Kill.
Do you know the last name of the two sisters that we were going to talk about?
Smith. This
Red. The queen. Sure.
Grime sisters.
Prop, I think.
That. This
That's your answer. Can you?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what happened to the Grime sisters?
we met
Yeah.
Earlier, is that
just
What movie were they going to go see before they disappeared?
okay?
That's right.
Sweet. I'm trying.
They're going to go see an Elvis movie?
We
No.
what?
They're like, we're not even prepared for this.
Tiny bit off. No.
Us?
Straighten it.
What?
Did-
Come on.
If
Do any of the spirits know anything about the Grime sisters?
again,
Flip it.
it is choose.
Show them.
After I leave.
How did they actually die? They were in the snow together, but were they hit over the head?
Heating up. And while that's
And when? Good.
Were they still alive when they were thrown or placed in the snow on the side of the road?
it's not enough to.
Talking about the right one, right?
Awesome. Suddenly, like
You
Talent.
a face.
I think.
and went. No.
Do you know the year that they were found?
Nixus.
Small. Help.
That's right, Nick. Nation doesn't take
Funny.
more time.
Can you tell us what year they were found at, or what road they were found on?
So
Man,
let's see.
No.
You're a cheese. You're doing
Yes.
that.
Hey.
So in order to get rid of some
On.
run. I'm just gonna
Get rid of what?
you.
so heat. That's right.
What about, can you tell us what town or what state they were found in?
Innovation and Fred.
Problems. Special. No.
9.
Red. Sad.
Sensation. Tricky.
Sass.
Hey.
Wow. Oh. Trap. Oh.
Pre.
No. The
I don't see it again, Rob. I have to jump out and jump in.
Oh, okay.
Fire and
no.
Oh, that's pretty freaky, Kim.
more.
Sass.
Is the Philip that keeps being talked about or is speaking? Is it the one who knows Debbie?
You're a cheese.
Is it her main god?
Yep. Theo. Listen.
Trying to troubleshoot this app. I had to clear my
What?
display
Yeah,
cache.
it's weird.
Like I said,
Here we've been getting,
No.
like when Sam and me go to the graveyard, one specific graveyard, we get the name Philip, and we get the name Philip Bishop over and over and over again. And it usually only happens when we go to the graveyard. And I've done the find a grave and all that, and there's no Philip Bishop in the graveyard at all. I don't even think there's a Philip Bishop in the town buried. But man, it like comes through. We'll ask, who's talking to us, and that name comes through over and over and over again.
He was a tourist or somewhere that was out there, and
Yeah.
got killed by whoever, drug dealers or something, and he wants people to know, like, hey, I was out here. Maybe he was a John Doe.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go and like Sam has a notebook, she's writing down all the names, and we'll come home and listen to it and like, go through and try to find information about some of these names. And this one we just run into a dead end like over and over again. Do you get the full name, Lori, of Philip Bishop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the same app, or are they different apps?
Different apps. She'll run hers and we'll get it. I'll run mine and we'll get the same name.
Ooh, looky, what wool looks like.
Oh, got it up, huh? That's what she said.
I have to install the games.
Does it look like it's going to work?
I think it may.
Yeah, if you want, we can switch to that. I've been antsy to hear it.
I don't know my photo set up, but give me a second.
Is there a Philip Bishop here tonight?
Yeah.
So who is the Philip that's been coming through tonight?
Oh. It will be.
Not enough.
Now. Two. Oh. No. Yep. See.
What is David's last name?
Please.
On your aura. Motivation. Motivation.
Yep. Nope. Good.
Hello.
Oh yeah, it's gonna work.
Is that
Cool.
Check.
Let me know when you're ready, and we'll switch over to that one.
Okay, so trying to think how I could show this real quick.
Yeah.
It looks pretty basic. It looks like there's a slide and echo button and off and on. Wait.
Oh, there you go.
It looks pretty basic. I guess that's the sweep, maybe that little slide. I haven't watched anything on this yet. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I like his new logo. I was watching Matt and Shelly when they were doing some of their live stuff, and Shelly was wearing a sweatshirt with that logo on the front of it. I was like, "Whoa, cool sweatshirt." And she's like, "Yeah, Matt designed this."
It's really cool.
I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna get me one of them."
Okay, the echo's on. Volume's up on this. Hello, hello.
Did it just say Rob?
Something like it.
Rob or Rob?
I thought it was Rob. Did you say hello to Rob? I don't know. Is this the sweep down here?
Skype.
Hi, who's here with us? I don't know the best place for that. Do you know what we were just talking about? Can you verify something? That Rob was talking about before we switched over? I'm just putting it in the middle. See what the echo sounds like. Hello? Where should I have this slider? Does somebody want to help me test? Who made this app? Can you say the name of the man that created this?
It sounded like it just said app or Matt. I'm not sure what it said.
Went to the left.
Water.
Water.
as
I
I
don't
was
know if he's drinking water. Is
It's
Rob
water.
drinking water? Oh, Rob's drinking water. Water, yeah.
That's what I'm drinking. Weird, it said it right when I was taking a gulp of water.
Yeah. Praying?
He was
Are you starting to get tuned in?
but not. Yeah.
I forgot to tell you guys.
I
What else is Rob doing?
he's
Where are you?
under
Where's that?
through this work through it.
Did you say Robbie?
I think this time I remember she said, like, she's like, Robert or Robbie.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to talk about to help us test this out? You can have free range.
But not that.
Matt, that was the nastiest hit. That just came out and burned like the hell out of my nose.
Oh, the old
It's
dry.
like burnt coil. Ugh.
They follow.
So is there a Philip that can come through this app too?
Can Philip come through this app?
I'm assuming we can set it.
But
Can Philip come through?
this what I
Do you know Philip's last name?
did
Away.
I'm gonna move the scanner all the way to the end. See if this is easier.
Oh. Stop.
I heard Robbie.
why
That's what my grandmother used to call me, and my stepdad also called me that.
I think the tone needs to be adjusted for this
See?
one. Hello, hello. Does it help if I adjust this? Why are you popping like you're trying to come through?
Do you know the names of any of the people listening to you in our chat room right now?
I hear.
I've never used this app before. I know it can take 15-20 minutes sometimes. Tune in.
We've got about 10 minutes left, so
Yeah.
try to really focus and come through for us.
Yeah.
Move this all the way this way now. Let's see what happens. It was like a hit of bleach through my nose. Like, that was so horrible.
Yep. I know the feeling very well.
Does anybody have any messages for anybody in the chat room?
Just say, Philip.
Philip who? Do you want to help us test the app? Then we can talk with it later.
That
Is there anybody here with me right now?
Sleep.
Where are you guys? What do you see around you? I haven't been using the Echo, but put it on for shits and giggles. Oh, it stopped. Expecting.
That's a screenshot of the app that Jamie's running right now. It's a new one from Matt Payne from Paranormal Shadow Investigations.
Yeah, this I don't think is gonna work anymore tonight. We only have like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's having to reinstall. So I don't know if maybe you want to. If we should pull a card for somebody, or what you want to do. But this is not gonna be loading for a while.
Yeah, it was cool. Going in kind of blind on it, you know.
Yeah. Plus, it's got like 9% battery.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Did not run this. I just had to plug mine in too. Just looked, I was down to like 5%. Got a couple minutes left. We'll just run this one.
Which one are you running?
This is the necrophonic.
That sounded kind of creepy a second ago.
Heard it say, "Who's that?" And then a bunch of names came through.
Yeah.
I don't. It's you. It's you. Look at you.
You hear your name, Christina? All right, we just got a couple minutes left. Is there any spirits that have a message for anybody?
Good as well.
Some weird voices coming through there.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Son.
Weird.
Yeah, it was.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Did that little kid just say something was weird?
Yeah. All right, spirits. We're going to cut it off. It's the end of the show. So thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, spirits.
Cool. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And here's the Paranormal Soup banner. Next Sunday's guest is Susan Plunkett. And we will see you all there. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good night.
Good night.